There's a strength to this city, to this college, rooted in our people, with our students, our surroundings, the perfect setting for your amazing. Find the real you. Welcome to Sault College.
Oke, selamat sore semuanya. Hai teman-teman, welcome back to our live session today with AECC Global Indonesia. Today we will be covering the destination is Canada. So we will have Sault College today and we will talk more about it. But before we start, let's just have a mini tour to the campus. Okay, as mentioned, we have Sault College today, and we have also Fair from Sault College, Regional Manager for Southeast Asia. Hi, Fair, how are you?
Hi, Yanela. I'm great. Thank you. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I hope you too. So you're based in Philippines, yeah? I hope everything is going well there.
Yes, it's pretty going well.
Yeah. To our audiences today, friends, if you have any questions along the way, whether you watch it from Instagram Live or watch it from YouTube or our Facebook, feel free to just type your questions in the comments box. We will help you answer your questions, answer all your curiosity about Canada or Sault College, and we will answer all your questions later on. Okay, perhaps just to start with Fair, do you want to just introduce a bit about Sault College? Where is it actually at in Canada, and what do you have to offer?
Sure, Yanela, absolutely. So thank you once again for attending this live interview. As well, thank you, AECC, for making this happen. So once again, I'm Fairlane. You can call me Fair. I'm based in the Philippines, but I'm handling Southeast Asian markets. Thus, I'm here with you guys. So first thing that I want you to know about our college is the name. So as most of Southeast Asian students, they pronounce it as Sault. That's fine. I will not charge you for that, but it's pronounced Sault. Okay, so this is French word. Thus it's quite tricky, but it's French word for jump. It's relating to the jumping rapids of Sault Ste. Marie. So that's the community. It's called Sault Ste. Marie or Sault Ste. Marie. We're located in the northern part of Ontario, just across Michigan to the US. So crossing the border to the US will take you around 5 to 10 minutes by drive. Okay, so if you're coming from Toronto or Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada, it will take you 7 to 8 hours by drive and an hour flight coming from Toronto. So Sault College has been #1 when it comes to the student satisfaction rating. So one thing you might want to know about Canadian colleges and universities is that for universities, they do the rankings, and you are aware of this. But for the colleges, we don't do rankings. So what the government does is to do a survey to present who has the good key performance indicators. So far, we have a good rating when it comes to student satisfaction as well as employer satisfaction. So colleges in Canada will make sure that you will be connected to employers. Thus, we have the employer satisfaction. And we make sure that we have this employer connection for your jobs after graduation or even during your part-time. Okay. So I think that's a mouthful.
So I think by saying that, you mentioned perhaps the college will be heavily on more to hands-on learning compared to more theoretical. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. So for colleges in Canada, it's more focused on hands-on. Okay, so it's if you aim to go to research, further studies like MBA, PhD, you need to check the university because we don't offer PhD or masters. So what we offer are certificate, diploma programs, and then graduate certificate programs. We do have a few number of bachelor's degree programs. Okay, so we're intending that after you graduate, you're able to get jobs. Okay, 3 to 6 months after graduation. So that's the intention of the college, to make sure that you integrate in the labor force as soon as possible.
Okay. So I know that you have quite a wide range of programs to offer. I think I think from aviation until business, robotics, even culinary management. What would be the kind of like a popular one, the one that perhaps your flagship programs?
Yeah, so for Asian students, what we get a lot or most popular to them is health related, okay, engineering and technology, business, and culinary related programs. For Indonesians so far, we're receiving a lot of inquiries and applications to business and then culinary and engineering related programs.
Because you're also kind of offering the kind of like the high rate of employability once they graduate. Does it mean that during the study, students can also take up into an internship or into a work placement? Is it embedded in the program, or it is actually a compulsory, perhaps?
Yes, so for our international department, we're offering around 70 programs, okay, from different disciplines, business, engineering, etc. And out of the 70, we have 18 programs that will have either co-op, okay, placement, or internship. So the difference from co-op and then placement and internship is that co-op is paid, okay, internship
Yep.
placement is not paid, but both, they are integrated in the program. So it's not another year or another year that you're going to take it. So for example, we have
Yep.
civil engineering technician. So there is an integrated co-op of 400 hours, and you're going to start your co-op during the second semester of your first year. So the co-op is already included in the program. By the time you graduate, you're ready for a job already. So not all of our programs have co-op placement or internship. There are just chosen ones. However, the rest will have integrated work learning experience.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what everyone actually look into, because they want to have not only a certificate or a degree, but they only also have something to bring into the job, because that's what makes them employable, right?
That's true. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely agree. Yeah.
Looking into the trend, perhaps among all your courses, which one do you think it has kind of like high employability rate once they actually complete the study? Perhaps in Canada, because I know there will be an option to have post study work, right?
Right. So all of the programs that we offer will have post graduation work permit. So, or we call it the PGWP. So the
Yeah.
PGWP will be given to students who have finished 1 year education, so they will get 1 year PGWP, and then 2 years or 3 years education will be 3 year PGWP. So the PGWP can be used across Canada. If you don't want to stay in our community after you graduate, that's fine. You can use the PGWP maybe in BC or even in Winnipeg in Manitoba, that's fine. So when it comes to the employability, okay, based on our from the feedback of our students, from our graduates, okay, so mostly it will land to health. So number one, they are pretty very much employed, especially now. They're very much employed. Graduate certificate programs, okay, the skilled trades, and then engineering related programs. The business, it depends on where you're going to, because business is everywhere. It's integrated in any industry. Okay, so for example, you're going to get supply chain management. Supply chain management employability in our community is quite high because we're bordering the US and there's a lot of logistics, logistics works, and they will be needing a lot of supply chain managers. Okay. Also, within Ontario, supply chain management has a good employability rate. Okay, so it really depends for business-related programs. It depends on your industry and on the community that you're going to. IT, of course, is also the same. Okay, so you can it's quite employable anywhere, just like healthcare.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like on demand everywhere today.
That's true. Yeah.
And how about those that I know that is for Indonesian perhaps, or for I can say perhaps for Asian. To have a degree is one thing. So once let's say we complete a diploma from SU, can we actually have it transferred to the university perhaps?
Yes,
Any chance
that's
to that?
correct. Yes. Oh, very much. You will have a chance. So we have what we call the pathways. So this is ideal for students who have finished high school, let's say, or probably just taken 2 years in college or associate degree. And then they will take 2 years diploma or advanced diploma, and then they can move to the university. So we have agreement to some of the universities wherein the student will only study another 1.5 years or 2 years to finish their bachelor's. Okay, so for example, for business, we have an agreement with Algoma University that students will only finish another 2 years for Bachelor of Business Administration. So same goes with computer. We have an agreement that they will only finish 1.5 years to get the bachelor's degree. Okay, so for the other programs, you can actually pathway it to university. Okay, the thing is, you will need to go to to our platform for Ontario colleges, which is the Ontario Transfer.ca, and they will assess what are the units or what are the courses that you can transfer to university. So if you're aiming, let's say, for engineering, they can do that, probably taking diploma from SU, 2 years, and then it might require you another 3 years or 3.5 years to study in the university for bachelor's degree in engineering. So we have those, pathways to make sure that you'll be able to get, the goal that you want, especially for bachelor's degree. And we are aware that, for Southeast Asia, this is a big deal.
In your point of view, what would be the benefit if you compare, going to the uni through the Sault College rather than just going straight to the university? Because there was actually a lot of parents, wondering about it.
I'm sorry, Yunella, I was not able to get it.
Yeah, because there will be some people that questions about what will be the benefit if you going to the university transferring from Sault College compared if you go straight to the university?
Oh, okay. Get it. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yes. So it depends on, number one is it will depend on your program. So if you're aiming to do bachelor's relating to health, engineering, it might be difficult for you to enter university. So there are a lot of requirements that they will need, and they don't really have a lot of seats for international to these kinds of programs. So what international students do, they will pathway to university. And also, like I mentioned, we do have these agreements to the university so that they can get your units, your courses, so that you will have lesser years to study in the university. Another thing is that you will get two credentials. So you will get diploma and then bachelor's degree. Okay, the diploma will lead you really to employability. Okay, bachelor's degree will lead you to further research studies and probably higher position, but it will take years. So that's why most of not only international students but domestic students will still aim to go to the university. To the colleges and then pathway to the university. I hope I answered that question.
Perhaps, yeah. I also think perhaps it's more cost efficiency if you go through the college and transfer it to the university. Is it? Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's what I. You calculate the total years in the uni and with the transferring from college plus the credentials and the experience you have, that would be if you add everything up, they probably have still it's more beneficial if you go to the college first. We actually have a question coming up. Fair. Okay, it's from Francisca. Do you have a social worker course? If yes, is it available for high school students with national curriculum? So it's Indonesian curriculum, I assume. And do you offer co-op for that course?
Okay, so yes, we do have. First question, if we have social service, yes, we have social service worker. So this is 2 years diploma. It's open to Indonesian students, high school graduate. Okay, and it doesn't have a co-op, but it has a placement of 500 hours. So maybe you might also want to check on the tuition fee. It will be around 16,450, and that's for 1 year or 2 semesters.
Yeah. Can it, about the requirement? Do you accept Indonesian curriculum straight? And perhaps you know the score, fair? Like what's the cutoff?
Yeah, because we're actually accepting the government high school, because your high school will be until 12 years, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're getting that. But if the student will have additional like Cambridge studies,
SMA,
it's acceptable.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's if it is from SMA, we call it SMA.
Yes.
It has to be until year 12, so SMA 3. Then you will be eligible to apply, Francisca. Yeah, hope that answered the questions. As you also mentioned about the cost fair, perhaps you wanna also mention about the range of the course. I think it's about the same, yeah, for studying in Sault College.
Yeah, almost the same. So it will be around 16,500 to 20,000 Canadian dollars. Okay, so it's Canadian dollars, not USD. So everything that I quote here, it's Canadian dollars. Okay, so it's 16,500 to 20,000 Canadian dollars. That's for 1 year or 2 semesters. Okay, so the tuition fees will include your ancillary fee. So ancillary fee will cover like your expenses for graduation, your expenses for gym, etc., and even health insurance, because you're required to have a health insurance, okay, once you study in Canada. So that's included in the tuition fees. Yeah. So for the admission
What?
or application fees, yes, it's waived
Mhm.
for Southeast Asians. So please apply to AECC. They'll be able to apply you, and it's waived for your application fee.
Yeah. How about the living costs studying there? Because I know each city perhaps has a different figure. Perhaps you can
Okay.
mention about the general living costs and accommodation, perhaps if you have an on campus.
Right. So for our main campus, which is in Sault Ste. Marie, okay. So
Mm-hmm.
living cost will depend if you want to stay in our residence. So we have student residence. The housing cost will be around 10,000 Canadian dollars. That's for one academic year, but it will include everything: laundry, meals,
Yep.
Wi-Fi, etc. Everything is included. So if it's off campus, wherein you're going to check housing across the community, like student apartments or for rent, etc. So it will take you around 8,700. That will include your rent and then the utilities. It will include your bus pass and the groceries for that one academic year. Okay, so for our Toronto campus, because we also have Toronto campus, however, we don't have a lot of programs there. But if we have interested Indonesian students to go there, you're definitely welcome. If you want to stay in Toronto, we don't have student residence, but we can definitely assist you to look for housing or accommodation across Toronto. And the living costs estimated for one academic year, that will include your rent, utilities, bus pass, and then groceries, will be around 13,000 Canadian dollars.
Because you mentioned also about the off-campus, does the student have to be 18 to be able to stay outside the campus?
Yes, but if they're 17 years old, we do have homestay. So we have a homestay provider that we're partnered with for or custodianship. So they can be the one to take care of the student who is 17 years old, or probably even 16. But we don't get students at 16. Normally 17 years old. So we have custodianship and then homestay. So homestay is staying with a Canadian family. So same with custodianship. The rent will be around 800 Canadian dollars per month. That will also include almost everything, like meals and then laundry, etc.
Okay, right. I think after this we will actually discuss about current issue, studying during the pandemic. But before that, we will watch a video about online study in Sault College.
Okay, so this fall, you can expect more options and more flexibility in our course delivery, so we can continue to offer you an amazing learning experience. From attending class online or at the college with our remote and in-person delivery, to hybrid and blended options where you learn with a combination of on-campus and online delivery, we have amazing possibilities, including our new most flexible course delivery method, HighFlex. If your program offers HighFlex courses, you can choose to attend each class remotely or in person. Our HighFlex classrooms are equipped with advanced software, audio, and visual technologies, allowing you to interact and engage with your classmates and professors seamlessly, whether you're in class or studying at home. As a remote learner, we've made sure you can actively participate in your class with interactive features, so it feels like you're right here with us. This fall, we have options. We just need you. Learn more about our fall program delivery methods by visiting saultcollege.ca/fall.
Okay, so it's a frequently asked questions this day. um, So I think this fall you're actually planning to do a blended mode. So there will be still an online, but also a small classes. Yeah. So how is it? What happening now? Like how they actually students study from remote? Let's say, are they actually starting online? And I don't know. Perhaps you can let us know the method that you actually applying.
Right. So for our studies right now, it's like what the video says. It goes both ways, face to face and then online. For fall intake, there are programs, okay, especially the ones that will have co-op placement. There are programs that we cannot do it online. So the students will really need to travel and then go to Canada. Anyway, Canada is open for international students. Okay,
Yeah.
so for our fall intake, it's both ways. But for January, so for our prospective students watching right now, I believe it will be for you guys, will be next year, January, May, or September 2022. We're expecting that everything will be in person, so face to face. Any campus, it will be face to face. Okay, so right now, our students have been very good when it comes to online, fortunately. There were a bit of adjustment since last year, September 2020, but I think they have adjusted well. And I'm so glad that our Southeast Asian students agreed to do online because most of them, when we started September 2020 for online, they were a bit hesitant, okay, because the connections and everything else. But then they're able to adjust, and some of them are traveling to Canada for their second semester. Some of them will travel to Canada for their second semester.
So the plan is perhaps next year as everything is going back to normal there in Canada. Yeah, I think because perhaps most of the population has been vaccinated.
That's
Is that
true.
why?
Yes,
Thing, yeah.
that's true.
So
And,
perhaps to emphasize those that still questioning, Canada border actually open, so you can actually apply visa to get in, to get the study permit. But perhaps you can update us also with the latest, quarantine uh, policy, because I read that you have to be if you are vaccinated with a certain brand of vaccine, you actually can be exempted from quarantine.
yes, that is correct. So there are very, adjustments every now and then from the Canadian government. So everything that we do will actually depend on the government's rules, policies when it comes to quarantine. So right now, first off, let's go with vaccination. Canada is accepting 4 vaccinations to be exempted from the 3 days government quarantine requirement. Okay, so unfortunately for most of our Southeast Asian students and even with Indonesians, it's Sinovac, and Sinovac is not yet on the list. So it's only Pfizer, Moderna, Astra, and Johnson. So only these
Yeah.
4 vaccinations. However, because we just started July 5 for this exemption, but then we're expecting that the list will still go on, okay, by the end of the year. Because also, if, for example, our students are not vaccinated or they did not finish their vaccination, let's say from Indonesia, they can do their vaccination in Canada, of course, for free, and they just need to schedule it. Okay, so during the
Yep.
pandemic, yeah, I just want also to emphasize that during the pandemic, we try as much as possible to support students, not only with bursary, or personalized support sessions so that they understand what is the government's rules, etc. But we also do a lot of pre and post departure sessions, okay, so that they will understand it, because there's a lot of questions coming in and there's a lot of exceptions that most of our students cannot understand. So that's why we do a lot of sessions. And Also to our students from AECC, if you wanted me to talk to you personally, please make sure that you connect with AECC. We can discuss further about the government's rules on this. Okay?
Okay. Just to clarify, Fer, so the extension is only for the 3 days in the government designated premises, right? But the 14 days quarantine is still in place, like 14 days at home, self
Yeah,
quarantine.
the 14 days is still for not vaccinated. So if your vaccines is not on on the list, the 4 vaccinations, you're required to do the whole 14 days quarantine. So 3 days plus 11 days. If you are fully
Or three.
vaccinated, which means you fall under the four vaccines, then you're exempted from the 3-day government, but you still need to present a 14-day quarantine plan. So it's a backup plan because once you enter the border, we're not sure what's the assessment of the immigration officer if they will require you still to quarantine or not. So that's why whether you're vaccinated or not, you still need to present a quarantine plan, which is 14 days.
Yeah.
I hope that's clear,
Perhaps
though.
just to remind everyone, just to remind everyone that the policies keep changing. So that will be the reason, just up to today. But tomorrow, who knows? We always keep you updated. If you need any, clarification or information, you can just contact us, and we will be able to assist you. We have one questions coming up. Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from Suchi Natalia, as on the website, there's ancillary fees. What is it for? And it costs around 2,000. Yeah, I think you mentioned before, but perhaps you want to elaborate more. Fair.
Right. So the ancillary fees will actually appear also. If you're going to our website, you can also check what are the itemized ancillary fees there. Okay. So one example of ancillary fee is the health insurance. So this is a coverage for 1 year. Another one is graduation fees. Okay. Another one is student relation fees, wherein the use of library, the use of gym, the facilities, etc., so that you don't need to pay every time you're going to use them. Those are part of the ancillary fees. I can go through the list, but it will be quite long. But there are differences for ancillary fees for domestic and then international. But I can definitely send you the link to checking the international ancillary fees.
Okay.
So yeah, so
Hope that
it
answered your
will be.
question.
Yeah, I just want to clarify that it will be around 2,000 for the domestic students. For international students, it will actually be lesser, 200 to 300. So it will be around 1,500 to 1,700 around that.
Okay, great. Fair. Do you actually is all the program that you offer? Do you offer it also? Everything to international students, or actually you also only have a limited program because you have a long list, right? But is it all actually open for international?
No, so like I mentioned, there's only around 70 that we offer. The rest is only for domestic. So one example that probably some of our Indonesian students are looking into is aviation. Unfortunately, it's not yet open to international students. So we're still thinking if we're going to open it for September 2022. But right now, it's not open to international. So in our website, you will find the programs. If you click on the programs, you will find all of our programs. So it doesn't have any specification if it's for international or domestic. So what I want you to do is to check on the international tab. It will lead you to our international splash page. And from there, you can check on the international brochure. you will find the list of our programs for international students.
You also mentioned before about the support you give to the students. One of them is bursary. I know that that will be a million-dollar questions. Everyone want to know if there's any scholarship offer from you.
Oh, yes. So for Indonesian students, we have an entry scholarship. So entry scholarship will not have any requirements aside from the requirements of your program. So just enroll or apply. Once you get your letter of acceptance, you will receive an automatic entry scholarship, which is 1,500 Canadian dollars. So that's for 1 year. If you have IELTS 6.0 on all bands or higher, you will have additional 1,000 Canadian dollars. Okay? So if you took PTE because you don't want to do IELTS, then if you have a score of 65 or higher, you will get additional 1,000 Canadian dollars. So that's a total of 2,500 Canadian dollars. That is while you're still here or while you're still there in Indonesia. But once you get to our campus and then you perform well academically, you can check our academic scholarships. So there it is per department. So you need to check with them.
That's great. It's a good offer, I believe, to actually reduce your tuition fee. Yeah, during the study. Okay.
Yes.
I think we don't have any more questions, and I think we've covered almost everything fair. But do you have anything to say, like to our audience today? Perhaps they still considering Canada or considering Sault College. Perhaps
Yes.
still wondering whether they have to go or not.
Yes, go north. Okay, yeah. So as you all know, Canada is very much open to international students and always welcoming to you guys. And your education from Canada, you can definitely use it anywhere in the world, even if you intend to go back to Indonesia. So what I want you to do is actually assess yourself and think what you want to pursue in Canada. So for the long term, is it for research, lifelong learning, education for job, education for permanent residency, or even citizenship? So Canada can offer all of those. And with this, you will know what to do first. And if you're confused, again, AECC is here to help. You can also connect with me via AECC so that we can assist you on your program. Okay, what are the things that you want to consider in your program, and then of course the community. You can definitely start next year, but please start applying now, okay, for you to be able to fully prepare yourself to move to another country. Okay, and again, for next year, we're aiming for face-to-face, so we would want to see you in our campus. And again, if you're wondering when is the best time you're going to apply for Canada, now is the answer. And I would like to say again, thank you for choosing Canada and for choosing Sault. And for sure, you're going to be amazing there. Right? Thank you.
Thanks, Fair. Yeah, so friends, if you perhaps want to discuss your case in particular, perhaps with Fair or with us, you can just let us know. Just contact us via anything you can reach us from the website, from our WhatsApp or our Instagram as well. Let us know if you want to book an appointment with us or book appointment with Sault College and talk more about your plan, or perhaps just need a consultation or guidance. We will be able and happy to help you. Thank you so much, Fair, for all the information given today. I believe it's very informative, and hopefully everyone are feel more ready to study in Canada despite all the situation. But Canada is fairly safe, right, at the moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you once again. Hope to see you all again at the live session. So we hope you always healthy and stay safe. Thank you from
Thank you.
from ACC and from Sault College.
Thank you, Yunella. Thank you,
Yes, fair.
Donnie.
Thank you, Fair.
Bye. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.